Hello, and welcome to what is apparently not preaching to something that's not a choir. Well, something that's not a ministry. Oh, have you heard the what is it, latest scare silliness about Ebola? It's been around forever, but apparently just now people are going into a panic over it. That's interesting. Hey, is my audio working? Who can tell? Maybe I got a comment on the video. Let's see. I'll put this up in the community. Try and link it all up. Okay, let's see what's going on with this. Amy Farmer put up something with no join link. Okay, and maybe eventually people will show up. This is, well, lagging. Okay, and, well, now that I've been sitting here mostly quiet with no reasonable explanations to what's happening here, well, maybe I should stop worrying about Ebola. You got the eye protection, got the face mask, whatever. Raindrops won't fall on my head. And, vegan as I might be, I can never give up my leather. Oh, well, who knows? So, fingers crossed, nobody shows up. Reality is, yeah. Actually, big happening already. Well, I'm just not invited to. Ebola mask. Oh, wow. What are people looking for? Well, at least Fiona's reasonable. And at least a lot of other people are like too eager to jump down his throat. But yeah, I am not a debater, am I? Thought I'd try it, and I really suck. Oh, nobody's showing up. What if I do an event and nobody showed? Hello? Hi, Will.
Hey, Nadia.
Good to hear from you. Yeah? Thought I'd,
Yeah, I
go
got your
ahead.
invitation and stuff.
Yeah, I was just got back from the doctor.
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
this?
I've been outside sweeping the deck and stuff. I'm on my back porch. A lot of leaves falling down right now in Illinois.
Oh, Illinois will have that, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's, all the deciduous trees.
I'm about an hour west of Chicago.
West of Chicago.
Yeah, the cornfields and stuff.
Okay. Well, I've, at least stopped in Urbana-Champaign. Um, and of course been to, various places in Chicago.
Oh, I'm my
Mostly
my
going for, go ahead.
my town's right next to a famous college town.
Which one?
Northern Illinois University,
Okay.
DeKalb.
DeKalb, I hear more, yeah.
Yep,
NIU, differently.
that's where I'm originally from. I've lived out here in this area most of my life. I lived in a town named after a tree.
In a town that did what?
Town named after a tree.
Oh dear. Sycamore?
You got it.
Don't ask me how I guess, I just picked the tree.
Yep, Sycamore.
Oh dear. Well, I was born in Mammoth, Florida.
Oh,
I
yeah.
stayed there so many years.
Where in Florida?
Well, Little Havana in Miami.
Oh,
Sí, mi madre era cubana.
I was wearing a sweatshirt this afternoon, and I was sweating actually. I'm thinking to myself, it feels like it's 80 degrees right now, and yet it's October.
I think it's 66 over here in Oakland, California.
Wait, we're on air right now, aren't we?
Yeah,
Oh, oops! Everybody knows where I live now.
I suspect metropolitan areas are not specific enough to trace
Yeah,
it down,
for
but
those people watching, I'll just tell them I'm in the Chicago metropolitan area. Although if you live in Illinois, you know exactly where I'm at. Because
yeah, I remember.
my town identifies with Chicago.
Remember, was it was like Halsted Street or something like that, where the clubs were,
Huh?
like Halsted Street, Chicago.
And we're, I'm in a little farm town. Little town of about 17,000.
That must be lonely.
Yep. Of course, DeKalb has got about 43,000 plus the NIU campus, which is 20,000. And there's stuff on my Chromebook already.
How different do you think the perspectives are of people in, like, well, like New York and places like you're at?
I've been to New York. It's a very nice town. A very nice city, actually.
Oh,
Met a
yeah,
lot.
when I lived there, it was the best time in my life.
Yeah, it's big. It's the biggest city in the country. And before I went to New York, Chicago was the biggest city that I went to. And I'm
Think
not
it
far from Chicago.
think it changes the way you, I don't know, see the world, or
Eh, I make
like
friend,
life, the universe, and everything?
I make friendship bracelets for my friends in the nearby college town. Man, there's leaves falling all over the place now. I just swept these up. Now there's leaves.
I don't know what I think of it about it or whatever. I tend to end up thinking that I would pine away from loneliness because there are so few people there. Because the streets are, well, mostly empty and everyone's sealed away in their cars.
Yeah, I've been doing some driving lessons. My dad my dad told me that there's different driving laws in every state, pretty much. Uh, I hear sirens.
Well, technically yes, but
Oh man, I hear sirens now. Jeez, what happened now?
I'm not far from a fire station, so I usually hear them. But
I know I'm not far from it, anything either. Sounded like they were headed towards DeKalb or something.
sounded like Silent Hill.
Either they're going to, I think they're going to Kishwaukee or something. Well, people are finding more about me than I thought I'd tell them.
No worries.
Yeah,
You
no
seem
worries.
attached to well, where you live, where you come from, and all that. You've traveled, but always returned.
Wherever I travel to, I hand out friendship bracelets and anklets that I make.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
Yep. So I've handed them out. I've mailed them to 42 states out of 50. I only have 8 states left to cover. and those 8 states are the toughest ones to hand them out in. Arkansas being one of those states.
Why is it tough to reach Arkansas?
Because I don't have any friends there. And my friend doesn't have any friends there.
Okay, so not necessarily because of anything about Arkansas itself.
Right.
It's your lack of connection to it.
And the where I learned to make friendship bracelets, where I learned how to braid and stuff, that was here in Illinois, actually. And I covered the entire state without even realizing it, just from the northern half, and probably from Chicago itself. Although I could say the same about Wisconsin because, well, I covered a lot of ground from Wisconsin Dells and Madison and La Crosse, those areas. Water park capital of the world, yeah, Wisconsin Dells. Or as I call Wisconsin Dells the Las Vegas of the Midwest.
Wisconsin, see,
Because it's a
Las Vegas, the Midwest.
Las Vegas, pretty much. Wisconsin Dells is like little mini Las Vegas.
Mm.
And I have a favorite bar that I go to out there. And yeah, if any YouTubers want any friendship bracelets or anklets or anything like that, you know who to contact. Me. Just spreading the word for everybody around the world, pretty much. I'm having trouble with my own Facebook page, and most of it's local. Uh, so are you in Florida right now or California?
I'm in Oakland, California.
Okay, you're not far from Los Angeles then.
I think it's a few hundred miles.
Oh yeah, Oakland by San Francisco.
Yeah, it's a long state.
I think there's a YouTuber out there named Becca Scardina or someone.
Oh, there are a few. Yeah, Oakland's a big
Yeah,
place.
I met her on a chat on some website called You Now. I used to have one, then I got banned from the site just because I was being myself and spreading word about friendship bracelets and wanting to learn more about girls in general. There were
Mm.
it was the female broadcasters I was mostly talking to.
Broadcasters? What?
You apparently You Now is a broadcasting site where YouTubers can actually broadcast.
Okay.
And since I didn't make a lot of videos on YouTube, apparently I'm not a YouTuber. I used to make a lot of videos, but most of them were news opens and stuff. And I mostly
Yeah, I'll probably go over the news myself at some point here.
now I watch a lot of internet CAW leagues and stuff on YouTube. Like
Internet, PAW? PAW is what?
Create a Wrestler, so internet WWE in a way.
Okay.
And
I have never heard of it.
I would like to give a shout out though to those guys, the guys and the ladies and gentlemen of the Mag Nation, because I watch a lot of the Mag Nation's videos pretty much.
You, I don't know, watch a lot of TV and videos and things, or?
Um, I watch more YouTube than TV now. There's nothing on TV to watch anymore. Well, for me anyway, most of my favorite shows were taken off the air.
Yeah, like
Well, like shows,
Max Headroom. Max Headroom's no longer on the air.
yeah, all that. The Amanda Show. I'm a '90s kid. But I heard something.
Yeah, there were a whole bunch of things. Like what is it? Blue Thunder thing with the silly infrared camera from the helicopter.
Speaking of my friends,
Airwolf. Airwolf was terrible. Jan Michael Vincent.
uh, I ate a late breakfast. I had a late lunch. I woke up about 9 this morning. I don't work yet. I applied for a job at Goodwill in DeKalb.
I've got my fingers crossed for you.
Huh?
I've got my fingers crossed for you for Goodwill and DeKalb.
Thank you. Just wondering, how many people are watching right now?
Looks like two.
Oh, it's just you and me?
No, the two people who are watching are different from us.
Oh.
I figure I do like an interview sort of thing.
It feels like I'm in camp.
How do you think? I think it changes your view of the world to be from a place like well, where you are, only 17,000 people.
17,600. 17,600, and most of those people moved from the city of Chicago to out here because they want some peace and quiet. Oh, brother. And if they move to DeKalb, they're mainly going to the college. Because there's a lot of kids from Chicago that go to school out in DeKalb. Such as the case for all the schools that statewide, or all the statewide schools in Illinois. Illinois State in Normal, Illinois. U of I in Champaign-Urbana. There's a school down in the capital, too, Springfield. University of
Would you
Illinois.
call it maybe an exurb of Chicago?
My dad thinks that we're a suburb of Chicago, but we're a little far from. We're not really connected to the city that much. We're kind of
Yeah. Have you heard of exurbs or?
excerpts.
Yeah. Instead of like the suburb, it's even further out, so it's an exurb.
Actually, we call them the boonies. I would be considered in the boonies.
Mm.
That's what my friends out in Palatine called it. Well, Sycamore is out in the boonies. Really? Because all I saw was corn.
Well, Central Illinois is more like I don't know. Maybe bear a stronger resemblance to the idea.
It's north central. Chicago is northeastern Illinois. Rockford is extreme northern Illinois, and we're north central Illinois. And then there is central Illinois. That's Champaign Urbana, Bloomington Normal, Peoria, Macomb. Macomb's western.
Joliet. Yeah.
Some of my friends went to school in Macomb. That's by Quincy. And there's also the Mississippi River. The towns on the Mississippi, like Galena and Savannah and Moline, Rock Island, Bettendorf, Davenport, Quad Cities, Illinois and Iowa together.
You think it changes your outlook on the world to
Yeah, living in a big city would probably change my view of the world, but I live out in the boonies, as I've been told.
you think it's done well? Anything in particular? Like,
I've worked in a cornfield before. That was a rite of passage for me out here.
oh wow, it has to be different.
Well, my first jobs were in most of the time it was maintenance stuff like cleaning machines, cleaning tables, maintenance for $2 an hour, as I was told. $2 an hour. And the school district got most of the stuff. Granted, it was my high school's work program. And there's a plane. There's a plane. That was the plane you just heard. Going in for a landing at Taylor Airport.
Not O'Hare.
Um, O'Hare is O'Hare is actually western end of Chicago. Really, Rosemont. It's really in a suburb, Rosemont. I mean, they call it Chicago O'Hare International Airport. That's what it is called, but really, it's closer to Rosemont. Hey, who was that? I thought there was going to be more people joining in or something.
I hope so too.
Well, I got to introduce myself, and now people know more about me. But wait, what is this hangout called?
Monday morning atheism.
It's the afternoon now.
I'm sure it's morning somewhere. It's not Hawaii and Australia or something.
3 o'clock here. 3 o'clock in the afternoon here. I've been. I don't know much about atheism. I mean, I go to church sometimes.
So it's something you don't have much contact with. You know, aren't many people you know who are.
Well, I think we're friends on Google Plus or something. I know I got lots of friends on Google Plus because of Epic Katie, whom is probably still mad at me because of another girl. Yeah. Note to self: don't let two girls fight over you. It always ends badly, and it ended badly for me. Lost a friend in the UK.
Yeah, she's from UK. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Um,
London. What surprised me though was that she didn't want a friendship bracelet from me, and that was kind of sad for me because I make friendship bracelets because I love to make friends. I love to spread joy and happiness to everywhere in the whole world. But apparently, I've probably angered a lot of people in the UK.
Oh, I doubt it's a lot of people, but
I know I angered some people here and out here.
where does the anger come from?
Uh, Lately, I've been going through some drama on Facebook. It wasn't even my fault to start with, and a lot of my friends are female, by the way. Just saying, a lot of my friends are female. Um, yeah, I it gave me a new a new perspective on women. There are nice women and there are mean women. It just depends on who you are friends with, pretty much. Because some people will start drama and some people will want that drama to just go away.
Why do you think most of your friends are female?
Um, I have some guy friends. Okay, I should just call them friends because I'm a guy too. I got my hair cut 2 days ago. Um, yeah, some of my friends are guys. Majority of them are female. I don't know. I feel comfortable around girls for some reason. It's in my comfort zone. I feel as though it's easier for me to talk to girls rather than other guys.
Mm.
I mean, like we're doing
Is
right.
there some way you're different?
Yeah.
How do you feel you're different?
Yeah, good question. I got a learning disability, autism, actually. Yeah. I thought I heard somebody. Hold on. Another thing is that I'm easily distracted. But then again, who is that? That's just the world we live in. A lot of people are easily distracted and stuff.
You think those ways you're different connect to why you relate so much more easily to women?
Okay, the topic was atheism, and I don't know, I got off topic or something. Um,
Mm.
and I'm doing a lot while I'm sweeping the. Hold on, I'm gonna put the computer somewhere now so you can see what I'm actually doing. Yeah, it's that time of year. Leaves are falling. And my dad's probably getting home from work, right? Possibly. Well, that's another car that passed by.
what kind of things might set you apart besides, you said, autism? And
Huh?
what kind of things set you apart besides autism?
Um, I don't know. There's another car door though. Um, I can't think of anything else. I do try and start my own hangouts sometimes though too. That's hard.
Getting people to show up can be tough, yes.
What?
Can be tough to get people to show up.
I got a message for all the people out there who might be watching. If people in this world are very impatient, and yeah, that's the rule of thumb in America, but why is the factor time when people in Italy, they cut people off and yet they don't get upset about it? I don't know, I heard it somewhere on a national public radio. And I do like to change the subject a lot. The squirrel. Squirrel. At least I'm doing this outside where it's nice and sunny and stuff. And I'm in the shade right now, aren't I?
You listen to National Public Radio often?
Huh?
Do you listen to National Public Radio often?
I do. I love National Public Radio. They're very insightful. They know what they're talking about. I learn more from that than I would listening to today's music. Don't get me wrong, I do like some of the artists. I do like Ariana Grande.
Mm.
I think Olivia Holt is a great singer. I think Emma Roberts is a great singer. With that being said,
How do you see today's music?
a lot of good questions today. Of course, people might watch the broadcast and think, well, who's this guy talking to? Or people here in real life are probably going to say, Will, who are you talking to? And I'm going to say, this is my friend Nadia. She's my friend on Google. She lives in California, and she's awesome.
Well, I'm glad to hear you hold me in high esteem.
I do. But yeah, so lately I watch a lot of internet creator wrestler videos on YouTube. So yeah, people like the Mag Nation, the CAW Champions League, TAW or TWA World, CAW of Honor, um, Allure Wrestling, or that would be Buddha Monkey. And I did watch a lot of videos that were made by a guy named Sushi X. I don't know who he is. I will say hi to him. I Oh, that was a Facebook thing, probably. That was a Facebook thing. Was that yours or mine?
I don't know. I'm checking, well, Skype, actually.
That was my friend Cecily in Sycamore. I saw her at the parade yesterday. I was in a parade.
You had what kind of parade?
Pumpkin Fest parade.
Oh, yeah. Halloween must be nice.
I was playing the conga drum. Okay, putting the computer on the table now, so I can look into this stuff. I'm earning my driving privileges today by sweeping the deck. Because I've been doing a lot of driving practice. First of all, if I'm on later, uh, I'll I'll join another one of your hangouts. Okay.
Okay.
In the meantime, I'm gonna say sayonara and sign off. Bye, everybody.
All right. Have a good night or morning.
Afternoon.
Well, that was different. I have to wonder what's going on there. There's a rural urban divide in the U.S. Looked like he was in a position to, I don't know, have some insight into it, given sort of proximity to the Chicago metro area, but otherwise sort of quasi-rural, um, own metropolitan area. The exurb, which of course vastly more structured. It's all a region outside the suburb exurb complex gets involved. Urbanization seems to have some impact on belief and ideology and everything. And I'm definitely more aligned with the urban myself. I should go Google links or whatever. Governing magazine. Go to showcase and drop a link in here. From Governing magazine of all things. John Smith. Okay, long time no see. Josiah West. Saying hello to everyone. I'll send out invites to them. I can't find John Smith. Okay, so let's start looking at this here. Yeah, these people win up power. Okay, and going on about Nevada. Basically, there's still a stranglehold of rural districts over urban. Okay. Suburbs getting screwed. Hmm. Oh, hi, Josiah. 119. 4 minutes ago. I didn't see you arrive. I didn't hear anything from you. Well, it's I'd call it rough. Still reeling from the last time or this most recent time I got dumped in the hospital here. Not quite turning into 2010, but they're getting progressively stingier about how much time they care of me. What's happening on your end? I'm not sure what that even. What is this picture of you? Work and research. Work would have been nice. Oh, you know how the economy is. Once you're on the blacklist, you never work again. Die when around the street. Well, at the risk of maybe sounding intrusive, what kind of work? What kind of research? Okay, well, hopefully greater use of audio facilities is possible. Well, that's taking a bit, so I'll see if there's any definite split when it comes to social issues. Tax increment financing, what is that? Okay, I'll double check again. Still not there. Okay. Financing method. Okay. Sure, taxes, subsidize current improvements. And it looks like okay, tax increment financing is I guess okay, committing all normal yearly future real estate tax increases from every parcel of the TIF district. Only anticipated new tax revenue eventually coming from the projects. Given that it snaps up a bunch of land around, I see why rural people get up on ours about it. Okay. It's actually losing population for the first time. So many backcountry Davids. David and Goliath. Okay. In 2012, half the total U.S. population lived in the 39 largest metro areas. Few who decide who governs America. Primary elections. But in the last 50 years, Republicans and Democrats alike have increasingly self-sorted themselves across the geographical landscape. Yeah, when the party primary, you should run the election. So, um, I'm hoping people will show up, trying to mostly seek out believers here to, well, engage with and so on. Governing magazine is interesting. The talk about the geographic self-sorting is quite interesting. It's more, it's like they're saying that people have, gone about gone about moving to where people believe like them, beyond just, the influence of the environment on the people. It's a new factor I haven't really considered much. I don't think it changes a great deal about the conclusion, but it could. I guess it raises the question of whether it's the environment or the people who are aligned with them they're seeking out when they make the moves. Oh, yeah, I'll grab the article here and I'll put it in Showcase too. I'll do a quick check of Q&A. And okay, Josiah West says, well, all I can say is the environment is a big factor where I live in the Bible Belt of Texas. All right, Josiah. Do you think the environment is, making or attracting or okay, indoctrinated from birth? That's a bit of a social context, but on the other hand, well, urbanity and rurality are social as well. There's no clean separation. Why don't you just flat out look for religion, politics, whatever? Ray Suarez seems to have a couple different things in PBS. Oh dear. I swear. And Showcase also. Here we go. I wonder if there's any connection to, urbanity or some such, or all this. I mean, you know the origin of the word pagan, right? I believe pagan was to refer to. Okay, pagan etymology. Paganus means, okay, it's from the Latin paganus, meaning villager or rustic, from pagus, country district. Paganus maybe also meant civilian, coming in Latin, Christian Latin, heathen. That is, one not enrolled in or enlisted in the army of Christ. Okay. Right. So there's a trick there with whole urban-rural divide being cutting a very different direction in, I don't know, late classical, medieval antiquity. Someone more knowledgeable in history may have to inform us why. If it were merely, I don't know, something as simplistic as a rural favoring Christianity, then you have a contradiction because it was the Christians were, well, speaking ill of the rural in that time in antiquity. Back then, it cut the opposite direction. How does it really cut? Ideas about, I don't know, what people thought, how people thought back then. Require more expertise than I have offhand to really investigate. I mean, I run into the question, where do I even start looking, right? Someone who knew anything about history would know where to, at least know where to start. It might be worth investigating as in the search for a deeper explanation. For instance, I ran into a little bit of correlation and causation. Although it's not as evidentially supported or as empirically supported. There is a question of why specifically anti-LGBT animus amongst all these fundamentalists and so on. And a couple of different people struck at the rather important point that it's more a matter of gender nonconformity than truly caring either way. Some ways, you know, hear no evil, see no evil, but it cuts deeper, of course, because well, the extent that there's any influence beyond strictly that in your personality, any kind of associated I don't know, trend or sign or anything else of quote unquote queerness, gender nonconformity. That's what's really getting flagged. So, where do you go with that? Well, you can find all the various studies that show anti-LGBT animus is associated with religion, but so you've got, well, some empirical evidence just kind of gives you the correlation, not establishing, well, why, essentially why or what a common cause might be, or one causing the other might be. I mean, you could, in principle, have like, well, anti-LGBT animus is like somehow burned into people's brains, and then they go seek out religion to justify and protect it and find affirmation of it and so on. But that's not what we're actually seeing in, I guess, what you might call more anecdotal ways. And, it falls apart with, anti-LGBT animus not being so really connected to anything obvious or okay, someone just rang me. Well, one has more plausible theories in other directions. Ah, hell, Carlton started something up, but I'll just go there. This is like really sucking. I didn't give an invite. If there's a link, I don't see it yet. Yeah, I'll probably just head over to Carlton's, but Yeah, the link's posted nowhere. They sort of frown on atheists here. There's a going on about toplessness. Should legalize toplessness.
Well, what's up, Nadia?
Mm. Oh, hello. Is someone
What's
there?
up?
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, what's up? You said I'd pop in and see what's going on. I was sort of in another hangout there a little bit ago.
Yeah, I had an idea someone was vacuuming the wind out of my sails, but I can't see who.
I couldn't hear you. What'd you say?
I said I had an idea that someone was vacuuming the wind out of my sails, but I couldn't see who.
Vacuum the wind out of your sails. Who was that? Me? I hope not.
No, the other hangout.
Oh, at the other hangout.
Yeah, people are running hangout somewhere.
Oh, so you went to, yeah, okay, I
I'm
understand.
not being invited. And no one's showing up here.
Well, I wasn't sure if I fit in. I saw it said Monday Atheism. I
Yep.
wasn't sure if I fit in.
Here I am. I am your dose of Monday morning atheism.
Uh-oh. What's going
It's
on with Josh? What was that? Joshua? He's muted
Josiah
there?
West to be very quiet. I'm not sure if they can hear us. If not, said a word themselves, or at least not verbally. They've gone on in the text chat a little bit.
Oh. Well, I don't see anything in there since I came in, and I don't see anything in the chat. No. Oh, there it is. I just popped on. Okay, there it is. It says hi, Jeff.
Earlier, was it like Will Ogilvy or something like that was in here? Kind of led into me monologuing about the rural-urban divide in the U.S.
Oh, yeah. Urban divide. Huh?
Yeah, well, rural and urban. So I'll get a link here.
I'm not sure where I fit on that. I live kind of in the middle of everywhere. I'm not in the country, I'm not in the urban, I'm not in the rural. I don't know.
Yeah, you may have an even broader perspective than most then.
Tomorrow it'll be urban.
The weathermen are predicting a 60% chance of urbanity.
Yeah. Yeah, the urban weather changes quickly. Oh, since I've been living here, I used to be able to sit out on the porch all night and never see a car go by my road. Now I go out there and one comes by every 5 seconds.
Yeah. Well, given the sort of split on social issues and things, anything that kind of tells me more about what those in particular, is in a way helpful to me, although, granted, we'll get definitive answers. I mean, we're not like Nobel Prize winners or anything.
Yeah.
But this governing.com article talks about how I guess it feeds into the political system, and it talks about, in one place, a self-sorting where people who hold all these views are moving to where there are other people who believe the same things.
Yeah, well, I guess that kind of goes on, that's been going on for years. People sort of gather toward their own type, their own kind.
Well, there are two sort of competing things, because, and this is a particular concern of the magazine, because they're about, quote unquote governing, right? So this person who's the author was some kind of state official for the state of Oregon.
Yeah.
He talked about how there were two competing concerns. One was gerrymandering, basically that the spatial shape of a district should be natural in some way. And the other one was to have competitive districts. And the trouble there was that because of the self-sorting, you would essentially have, right, any sort of natural district would sort itself out to be packed one way or the other. People would vote with their feet, so to speak. There's oh wait, is that the right article?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't click on it. Reverend, I have an idea. Smart management. Party primary. Low voter turnout. Well, no, most Christians, actually, a lot of Christians don't vote, don't care. They don't vote.
Yeah. Well, there's that, but there's also
That's a good idea,
go
huh?
ahead.
I guess for atheists, that's a good point.
Well, maybe, but it does kind of go against the values people would care to promote. It'd be something of a dilemma, right? On the one hand, people doing that kind of thing is, you know, not in line with the principles of, I don't know, democratic representation and such. And on the other, in order to get to, well, effectively more democratic representation, amongst other things, like minorities' rights protected and such, you end up in a situation where you kind of need to, or are not, if not need, then are quote unquote tempted to violate that principle. I think there are ways, though, where, well, ignoring how one actually, gets this into place, you could choose legislatures in a way that, deals with this a bit. There's something called the single transferable vote, used to, particularly in some parliamentary countries, choose the legislatures and such. And they have a way of balancing their population with regional representation called mixed member proportional. Germany, I think, is most noted for using this.
Yeah. No, I haven't read a lot of that stuff. I don't read a whole hell of a lot of some of that. I pretty much know how some of it works, but
Yeah, well, I was at one point as something of a hobby endeavor. I programmed some ways that basically the decision process for dealing with all this. I mean, granted, in a real situation, someone would have to have a better way of getting a vote than people clicking on a web page, but like someone showing up at a ballot box and a lot of physical arrangements made, possibly even including scanning ballots. Even so, once you get it put into the computer, there are so many ballots of such a form and so on. I actually got into the details of how it's counted out.
no.
It's anything you want about it. I think it's more important here, as opposed to how you do it, than kind of how it would be kind of a better way to deal with some of the issues and kind of make things immune to all these district lines. And oh, Carlton's calling.
Looks like somebody's calling me there.
Yeah. Okay, bear with me.
I was gonna say you could go. I'm not worried about it. I'm just bouncing around. What the hell is that? How'd that come from? Huh. Now we'll end that. And what is this? Let's see what we got here. Got one. Okay.
Okay, everybody. I'm going to move over to Carlton's, and hopefully, because this thing is, well, not going anywhere. So I'll kick off something later. See if who shows up when. Cheers.